Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the first episode of The Ryan Perspective brought to you by Decappuchino. I'm joined today by a special guest from the United States of America. He's currently playing at the Major League Soccer for the Minnesota United FC. It's the one and only Mr. DJ Taylor. Hey DJ, what's up?
How you doing? It's good to see you.
Likewise. So, for those of you who don't understand what the Major League Soccer is, I'll make it simple for you. DJ is like pretty much a celebrity. He's got a verified profile on Instagram, so he's a famous dude. Um, so, DJ, we actually conversed prior to you making your debut at the Major League Soccer. So, I want to ask you, what is it like making your debut for the Minnesota United FC?
Obviously, it was a incredible experience. Obviously, it's good when hard work pays off and the coach finally gives you a chance to show what you can do. So it was also very special as well because my family was visiting in town that weekend, so that was super special. They got to see it me debut, so it was an incredible experience just to see the fans and the level of Major League Soccer for the first time. And obviously, I did well, so it's been going good so far.
That's really great to know. So I want to ask you, which was your so far you played he's played a lot of games for them already. So I want to ask you, which is the most? Did you ever get intimidated by an away crowd so far?
By another crowd?
Mhm.
No, you just know, you kind of go into the game knowing that the other fans are going to be talking to you the whole time. Um, Usually as a player, I try not to let it get to me mentally because I'm trying to focus on my team and what they need, and whenever if I need to come in and make a difference, can't let other people affect my energy. So yeah, it's just at Major League Soccer on national TV, it's just amplified a little bit more. It's obviously the supporters are way more passionate to each level of soccer that you get up to.
So speaking of which, do you have a pre-game ritual? Like, do you like sit before the game, put on your headphones, listen to a particular song, or do you have a ritual or so?
Usually I just listen to music on the bus ride to the stadium. Um, I mean, I like Drake personally, so I usually listen to Drake. But after that, once I get to the stadium, I usually go walk around the field for a little bit, just talk to my teammates, check out the field, see how it feels. And then, yeah, but then before we go warm up and whenever I step on the field, I do the same thing every time. So I do like a two steps with my right foot, and I do a cross and a quick prayer every time I step on the field. Then I do that at halftime and then at the end of the game as well.
Nice. So I want to ask you though, like now you're a professional footballer, so I want to ask you, was there a lot of chat going around your dressing room when Ronaldo was about to go to Man City? Like when did you get to know the news? Was it during practice or was it off practice?
It was outside practice. I think the biggest shock was when Messi
Oh,
finally
right.
decided, or it was impossible for him to go back to Barcelona. I think that was the hardest one, especially for me, because I'm a Barca fan. So seeing the way it ended wasn't good. But yeah, I was definitely in shock seeing that on the way to training, I think is when we find out. And obviously after training, I was just sad the whole day. Um, but he's got to do what he's got to do. But yeah, all definitely in the locker room. If any football news comes up, all the guys are talking about it, giving their opinion about the player or whatever the situation is.
Speaking of which, again, the how is the locker room experience like? How is it? How is it like, speaking with the seniors of the team and all of those things?
Yeah, luckily the club and coaches and the people here in Minnesota have been really good to me. Obviously, coming in as a newcomer, it's different. You come to a whole new culture, whole new state, whole new city. But luckily, the guys on my team, like I said, they're all good guys. They're good leaders too, especially the guys that have more experience than me, have been playing in the league for a while. They're all open to helping me learn with whatever I asked them. So can't ask for anything more than that.
Right. So, for those of you watching, DJ is not just a professional football player, he is an entrepreneur as well. So, DJ, could you give us an insight as to what actually inspired you to start your own line of clothing?
Actually, it was just having too much time in my hands. It started last year, obviously, when COVID hit and we couldn't play for 3 months. I was like, well, how can I take advantage of these 3 months, to do something outside of football, and really enjoy, time that I wouldn't really get back like now when I'm in season. And I always told my friends, yeah, can I, it'd be cool to have like a clothing brand. So I just did research and figured out how to do it with a drop shipping platform like Shopify, and it shot from there. And now we're doing custom clothing. So it's been a great experience just learning as well. And to be able to actually like have my business, and then I'm also studying business at a university. So, being able to apply what I'm learning in the real world to the classes is kind of cool too at the same time. So yeah.
Oh, that's actually great. It's great to know that you're studying as well. That's really inspiring.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, what are the few hardships you face as a professional athlete?
I think one is definitely pressure. You're always
Mhm.
pressured to play, pressure to perform every day. I think a lot of people think that like being an athlete's easy because we only work for 2, 3, 4 hours out of the day and then we're chilling. But the thing is, like, we don't get to stop. If we wake up, we're sore. We don't get to just, I'm gonna stay home today. Like we got to perform every day. So I think it's more mentally, physically draining than people realize. I think for sure. So the pressure, number two, is probably just staying healthy, whether that's mentally or physically, making sure you eat right. If you slack off a little bit, you eat unhealthy for a couple of days, you could end up getting hurt. Um, and if you're hurt, then you're not going to be getting looked at to play. So, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of things that go under the light that you have to take care of yourself. And I think that's probably one of the biggest hardships is just taking care of yourself, making sure you're good to go every single training, every single game.
Wow. Okay, a new question. So, if you could name three people who have been the most influential to you in your professional career?
Oh, that's a tough one. um, let's see. One of my old coaches from he coached me when I was 16. Um, we got really close. Obviously, he developed me as a player. I was playing the striker position.
Oh,
And when I came to play with him on the academy team in North Carolina, he told me that I could be a really good outside back, a defender. So
okay.
put me at defender and told me I had to learn how to defend, and obviously it worked out. But that's
Wow.
something that's super crazy but influential for me. His name's John Bradford. He's the coach at North Carolina FC right now.
Mhm.
Um, Another influential person will probably be Michael Milazzo. He's another coach
Mhm.
at North Carolina FC. Very good youth
Okay.
coach. Pretty well known. He's been at MLS clubs too as well.
Wow.
And then I would just say the guys now that I'm meeting in the locker room, like Romain Metiner,
Mhm.
Will Trapp, guys that have had plenty of experience overseas or in MLS. They help me learn and get better every day. And so I give that credit to them as well. If anything, it's someone outside the field, definitely my mom. She's always happy. She's always pushing to be the best person. And I don't know how she does it. So I think that's where I get some of my drive from. But if I can figure out how to be happy all the time like she is, then that would work for me.
That's really sweet. There's no footballer in there. I'm surprised. Any
What'd you
professional
say?
footballer? No, in three influential people, there's no footballer
Uh,
in that list.
yeah, well, those are people that I actually, meet and connect with.
Right.
If it's footballers that I look up to and try to replicate their game, it's probably Jordi Alba, Marcelo, or
Mhm.
right, Davies. Alfonso Davies is really good now,
Right.
left back for
Mhm.
Canada. I
Mhm.
think he's really good. Favorite right back is definitely Dani Alves, the best. That's the one. I know he's old now, but I still try to replicate how he plays.
Mhm. Speaking of a left back, I'm a United fan. So, what are your thoughts on Luke Shaw?
I think he's grown a lot. When he first was there, I wasn't really impressed.
Mhm.
Over like especially last season, he had a really good season. So I think he's getting a lot better.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I think he's definitely secured his spot there at Manchester with that.
So, DJ, I have a different question for you. So, I'm from India. So, I want to ask you, what are the first things that come to your mind, or what do you know of India?
I know there's a ton of people, a lot of traffic. I do know that there's actually a lot of I think in the Indian culture, a lot of people really like football and the American culture. They want to learn about our lifestyle here in the US. I think people don't recognize how much of a fan culture there is in India too as well. Um, I was on a podcast, I think a year or two ago, with it was an analytics podcast for football. And I was actually really impressed because one of the guys was Indian, but the way he analyzed the game was something I'd never seen before, you know? Just talking, I mean, not even just talking about numbers, but also relating it to football. It was just something crazy to see. And I think there's probably definitely a lot of other people like that in India that could definitely give us another insight that we don't get here in the US for sure.
That's great. So I'm going to do something with you right now. I'm going to teach you a small line from 3 regional languages that I know. You're up for it?
All right, let's do it.
All right. So the first one is Hindi. So Hindi is like the most spoken language along with English in India. So in Hindi, I'm going to make you say your name is DJ Taylor in Hindi. So in Hindi, it goes like, Mera naam DJ Taylor hai.
Mera naam DJ Taylor hai.
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 Yeah, so that's good. That's perfect. Next is Kannada. So Kannada is actually from the place where I stay.
Okay.
So it is Nana Hesiru DJ Taylor.
Nana Hesaru DJ Taylor.
Perfect. That's great. And one more is in Malayalam. So Malayalam is actually spoken in Kerala. You would know of Kerala, right?
Yeah.
It's called God's Own Country. So that's where I'm actually from. It goes like Ende Peru DJ Taylor Anu.
Oof, you gotta say that one again.
Ende Peru DJ Taylor Anu.
Ende Peru DJ Taylor Anu.
Beautiful, man. That's great. Yeah, you now know 3 languages. And
yeah, right.
On WhatsApp, I can send you the abusive ones which you can use on the field.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
right?
that'd be cool.
You won't get yellow card also for that, I'm pretty sure, because the ref would get to know what you were saying.
Yeah, you would understand.
Yep. So once again, DJ, as I told you, and to all my viewers, I like to keep it short. So as we conclude, is there anything you would like to tell the fans, or any word of advice, or any piece of motivation?
My only thing is to just try and be the best version of yourself every day. There's going to be setbacks. There's going to be times where you don't feel like you're at your best. But I think if you keep pushing that envelope per se, then you'll be happy with life and where you'll get to be. Other than that, I just hope everybody's staying safe. Obviously, with COVID still going around and vaccines and hospitals being crazy. So I hope everybody's just staying safe and sending them blessings.
So DJ, thank you so much for coming to this podcast of mine. It was great having you, and all the best for every game of yours, and hope to see you achieve many goals and reach many heights in your football career.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.